This is how to remove your door panel on the front passenger side on a 2005 Dodge Dakota. This one is a 2005 Laramie trim. I was taking this one off to fix the speaker wire because this was not connected very well. So the main thing you're gonna have to do, or first thing actually, so on your panel right here, it'll be the same on the car here. This is the screw locations. First one is going to be behind this little tab here, behind the door handle. You'll just pop that out with like a small screwdriver, like this one I got here. You can just get that behind there and pop it out. And then with this one, I was also going to clean this when I have it off. There is a screw right down in there, so just take that one out. And then there's two more down here at the bottom. There's one right there and one at the other corner. Those are the only four that's holding this actual panel on. And then whenever you have it here, you're gonna grab a hold of it right about here, and I like to hold right there. And then you just give it a firm pull upwards, kind of like this. You'll just pull it up like that. And it's probably gonna get caught on this. You'll just have to wiggle that around. You can also take this out. It just pops out. You can take that out before you actually pull this panel off. I didn't, because I didn't really need to. There is enough room here. You can unplug that wire harness from right there. It only goes to this one window. There's only the one switch on here. And if you have the Infinity sound system, you're gonna have this tweeter speaker. It's gonna be in here, in there. What I did is I used that same small screwdriver. You can pull these three tabs outwards because this has little clips on it that it's going to click in. There's those three tabs right there, and it's going to click into this, and you can just pull these back. Don't pull it so hard that you break them, because otherwise your speaker's not going to mount right. But that's how you get that out. I also just, when I pulled those back, I just used that same screwdriver to get a hold of it right there. You can kind of see the marking. You can pop it out just like that, and you can just leave that hanging. If you really wanted to, you could unplug the wire, but with this being kind of like flimsy little connection, I didn't bother trying to do that. It was easier to just take that whole thing out. So once you've wiggled this out, you'll be able to get that to drop just straight through there. It gets a little stuck sometimes. It might take a minute. And then once you unplug this, the clip for this, it's right there. You push that side in right there, and then you can just hold on to here. It's a good spot to hold on to, and you can just pull that down. And the last thing that's going to be holding your panel together is going to be your actual door release right here. So this is going to be down in here. It's going to be like that, and this clip is going to be over that. And the way this clip works, here, I'll just pull this back out. But what you're going to do is you're going to rotate this clip from being in line like that. You're going to just rotate it out, and then you can pop your cable, or not cable, but the rod out. And the way that clip works, it just holds onto that rod, just like that. And I put that same screwdriver again, just up against the side here and popped it. And that was able to get it to spin, and then you can just lift that out. And then you'll be able to have your whole door panel off. And to reinstall, it's pretty much the same thing. Or if you were doing this to change the speaker like I was, you're gonna have 3 bolts if it's factory. This is not a factory speaker. The factory speakers are kind of like in a gray cylinder type box. Probably gets a little more bass out of it, but these speakers work fine for what I've got. And so you're going to take those 3 out, and then there's going to be behind here, there's 2 little things that you just press onto the back of the speaker, and you just pull those off and you'll be able to take the speaker right out. There is quite a bit of wire in here, at least with mine. I'm pretty sure someone put a aftermarket harness connector or like an adapter. But that's pretty much it for that. And then you do have your wires for that going in here. Power and heated mirrors as well for over there. So if you need to do any of that or fixing your door rod, the lock, other stuff, you can just peel this plastic back. It's got like a sticky kind of silicone thing. It just sticks on. This is a moisture barrier, so you want to put that back. Try to not rip the whole thing off if you can, because it may not stick as well. It is a 20-year-old vehicle, so you just want to do what you can with that. Try to not take stuff off if you don't have to. Alright, and to reinstall, which I'm going to be doing now, pretty much the same thing. Alright, so what I've done here is whenever I took my screws off of here, I put them in the order. Like this is that one behind the handle, the one down in the little grab spot or pocket, the one on the bottom left, and the one on the bottom right. So we're going to get the door panel here. If you took your the switch thing out, this will be easier for you. You can just put that connector in last after you get the whole door piece put on. But see all these hook type things? Mainly those two at the bottom there. There's a spot there and there. I'm gonna line those up. You can just put those kind of right down in there. A little hard to see on camera. But then you can kind of just leave the door sitting there so you don't have to really hold it upwards. And the first thing I'm gonna do, get the tweeter. You probably don't have this if you don't have a Laramie trim. Get that. Make sure those tabs line up. Actually, I'm gonna do this last because it's limiting the travel of this. But yeah. Alright. You do have to lift up this side, get the lock through. Just give it a little tap. Maybe lift the door panel off. Hold it from the back, pull it in. Then you got that back on. And then you can realign your two things at the bottom. Get your door cable right there. I'm gonna put that back into the spot right there like that. And then we're just gonna push that back over and it's locked in. And then for this harness here, I'm gonna just plug that back in. Just like this. Come on. Kind of tough with one hand. Alright, once you get that in, give it a good push and it'll click in. It's going to hold good. Now we have the lock, we have the door release, we have the wire, and now we got the tweeter. Line it up and just drop this in. It is a tight fit. You may have to bend some of these clips outwards a little bit. There we go. And that's in. Holding good. Give it a little push just to make sure it clicks. And then this here is going to go right in there. Slide it right through the bottom. Now comes the kind of hardest part is lining up all of the little hooks. There's two there. There's those two on the bottom. And then on this side you have one there, and I think that's all of them. And you may have another tab like this one that you're gonna slide it on. but it'll pretty much just fall right into place. And then you do want to try to keep this too. Try to keep it sealed if you can. With the lock being there, it's going to pull out a little bit. It's going to be a little harder, but it's not really that big of a deal. Now, I'm going to just set this up. All right, so for this, we're going to line up all the little tabs all at once. Put them into their holes on the door. Feel underneath, make sure they're all on. And my lock fell out. Put that back in. Make sure all your clips are good. Make sure you can push your door up against, or the door panel up against the whole door. Make sure that fits good. Make sure this clip at the top is lined up. And then kind of the same way you took it off, just pop it back downwards. Just like that. Check underneath and around. Make sure you got a good seal. And it looks like I did that perfectly pretty much on the first try. On the top here, you may have a tiny gap. That's fine. And then all the way around, it's sealed up real nice. Underneath, sealed good. And on the right side, it's also sealed up good. Now we can just get all of our screws. I like to do this one on the handle first. Goes right down in there to that little metal piece that was sticking out. Alright, we got that one started. And a trick with all of these is you just want to get them started. Maybe 2 or 3 threads. Just to make sure you can still wiggle it around to get the other ones in if you have to. Now we got this one. This. On mine it was this bigger screw. The only like bigger size one. The rest of them were just like those other ones there. Smaller ones. Put this one in, just a couple threads. Alright, I got that one put back in. Now for our little door here, you can just click it back shut. Just like that. That's going good. Now we have these last two. Now these are the usually harder ones. And they are more likely to crack your actual door panel here at the bottom, right from there straight down. That one's, I think it's cracked a little bit. And then we have this one here. That one is cracked, but it usually doesn't make a difference that much. So we're gonna get these two put in, and I do believe they are the same screws. All of these are just Phillips head screws. All right, I got those two put in. And once you get them all in, then you can tighten them down. They really don't need to be that tight because you don't want to crack your plastic here. And they're not going to really loosen up. And if they do, it's not a problem really because you can just screw them right back in. So you just want to be careful with that. And then you can switch your truck to accessory mode or just ignition on. And make sure your window works. It should if you didn't change anything. Check your lock, unlock. And on the inside here, make sure it shuts, opens, and there you go. That's all there is to it. It's a really pretty easy job. Took me about 10 minutes the first time. I could have it off in under 5 minutes if I really was trying. But that's all there is to it. Subscribe.